All right, everybody, we're back at it again. Welcome to Full Disclosure. I am Weldon. This is my partner in crime, Demario, and this is the show on YouTube where we do live interviews and full panel discussions. Um, so the first topic I wanted to talk about was we had talked about this before. Michael Porter Jr. is a forward for the Denver Nuggets, and one of his brothers was playing for the Toronto Raptors, and he has been banned for life from the NBA for betting on games, specifically that he was playing in.
Right,
That-
right.
yeah. So he's banned for life. Another brother was recently is been sentenced to was it 3 years?
I think it's 6 years. Yeah,
6
6
years?
years.
Sentenced to 6 years because he was in a DUI traffic accident that in which a young lady lost her life. A young mother was killed. Now, Javon Porter, yet another brother, was arrested on suspicion of DWI. He plays for Pepperdine.
Mhm.
I mean, you gotta feel bad for the family. I mean, this is a lot going on, and I don't. I got to kind of take my hat off to Michael Porter for actually being able to still play while all
Right,
this is going on because
right,
that's a lot on
right.
your mind.
Yeah, man. Hell, I was about to say, they have sisters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just best to be a sister in that family. Uh, no, all jokes aside. I mean, first and foremost, like we said last time when we spoke about it, anytime you lose someone's life, or
Absolutely.
someone lose their
Yeah.
life, that's unfortunate. So we want
Yeah.
to go ahead and put that out there, not make
Yeah.
light of that.
By no means do we want to diminish the fact that someone lost their life. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly, exactly. Um, yeah, dude, I don't believe in curses or anything like that, but it's just like, damn. In the words of Esther Roll, damn, damn, damn. Yeah, man, I don't know. And like we said last night when we kind of touched this topic, um, I think for Michael Porter, it's kind of similar to the Kobe situation when
Yeah.
he had the criminal case and he
Right.
was flying to and from the games from the court, and he wasn't that actually, now that I'm thinking about it, wasn't that in Denver too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
It was in
there's a
Colorado. Yeah.
connection there. I just thought about that as we were talking about this. Maybe it's a Denver thing, but anyway, I think I remember him saying that being able to play was kind of a sanctuary for him.
Right.
He could escape the rest of the world for those 2 hours while he was playing, and maybe that's the case for Michael Porter Jr. I did hear him say that his teammates are doing a really good job of just supporting him and being there for him. But
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of think it's kind of like if you and I did something and we went to work. Going to work, that might take our minds off of things
Right.
for a minute.
Right.
But yeah, I hope they don't have any more brothers, man.
No, they got more brothers. Yeah.
If they do, stay in the house, man. Stay in the house. Volunteer at the basketball games or something. But no. In all seriousness, I do hope they can get their acts together.
Yeah.
What I will say is that they're young. When you're young, you're immature, you make a lot of wrong decisions, and hopefully they will learn from those decisions and kind of rebound.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a family right now. You know, you know, I lost track. I thought when we heard this, I thought they meant the second brother that just got sent. I was like, oh, it's like no, it's another brother.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, man, yeah,
Yeah.
they're kind of going through it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you would hope that, because of the older ones that are going through what they're going through, it could serve as a precautionary tale for the ones coming behind them not to do the same things. But That's not happening so far.
Right, 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 right. Like I said, they're young. Hopefully, they'll get their acts together
Yeah,
and kind of the straight and narrow thing. So, wishing them well, man. Wishing them well. I'm
yeah,
I'm
absolutely,
rooting
man.
for them. I'm rooting for
Yeah, 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 definitely, yeah,
them.
man. But all right, so let's the hot topic has been going on lately has been the Kendrick Lamar uh Drake rap battle lately. So who you got so far, man? Who you got? I'm picking Ken. I think Kendrick is up right now.
They not like us. They not like us. Okay. Yeah, I'm a Kendrick fan too. And don't get me wrong, I like I do like Drake. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. I just don't think that he has evolved from the first time I heard him
right,
to now. His topics are pretty much still the same. It's kind of
right.
superficial stuff. I'm the baddest. I'm this, that, and the other. Whereas Kendrick is, he goes a bit deeper. Let me just put it that way. But he has a bit more substance in his songs. Um, the crazy thing is, I think before you and I had spoken about this, and we were like, no, there's not a whole lot of venom in this, I think Kendrick kind of
It's
needs
gotten it's this is
to
the
respond a
ante
little sooner.
the ante's
Now,
kind
maybe
of
he
up
heard us.
lately. It's
Yeah, maybe he heard us because he came out with stuff every other hour. It seemed like,
yeah,
I'm sure Drake was probably at home like, how is he getting this stuff? Who's
it's
giving it?
it's.
You
I
keep
mean, I
writing,
mean,
keep writing.
it's 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 got mad personal lately. I mean, Drake talked about how Kendrick's fiance was half white, and then
Yeah,
like suggested that one of his kids wasn't really his, and
yeah, yeah, man. It's ugly. I mean, I still say Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up"
I'm,
it's the creme de
I'm,
la creme.
I'm, I got no Vaseline number one. I
And
got
I can't blame you for it. No Vaseline is second to me, and then I'll say ether. But I mean, this is up there with it. So I mean,
yeah,
especially the one where Kendrick was writing them a letter or whatever. He was
yeah,
talking to he was talking to everybody in the family. And
yeah,
I'm sorry you have to be related to him, and it's just like wow. And look, Drake. I don't want to say Drake hasn't done anything. He has he's done what he could do. I just think
Mhm,
that this clearly shows, though, that he is not on the level of the top MCs. And I'm speaking of a J. Cole,
right,
Kendrick, a Joyner
right,
Lucas. Um, and these are names just from today, of course. But
right.
yeah, he's not on that level. I think if I'm not mistaken, the only beef he's won was the one with Meek Mill, right? If I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah, I think
mistaken,
so.
and
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and Meek Mill, I mean, whatever. But yeah, he's just not on that level, and I think that clearly has shown,
Kind
So
kind of interesting how J Cole put out one song and then was like, you know what, I'm out.
right, he saw what was coming. I do believe,
Right.
it's like, yeah, let me bow one out of this right quick, And I mean, he made the right decision, I think, because I don't know how those two can be cool after this. I think they can be civil, but cool. I think
Yeah,
that's out the window. Like
yeah,
no, we
yeah.
can't. No, you talk about my wife and call me a pedophile and
Right, right.
this that. I'm like,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but I do enjoy it. I just hope it stays on the tracks.
yeah.
And I don't really
And
know. No, go ahead.
hey, you never know. I mean, shoot, Jay-Z and Nas ended up cool, so you never know, man. It's
That's true. That is true. I guess stranger things have happened now that you
yeah,
mention it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You okay? Maybe they can be. Maybe they will come into business together. I mean, like they're both talented dudes. They both have their audiences. Um, and yeah, like I said, as long as they keep it on the tracks. I mean, but at this point, I kind of feel like
Yeah,
it's going to die down. I mean, I think they both did like 4, 5, 6 songs or something, didn't they? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
we're at least 5 deep in on both of them. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
so um, it is what it is. But no, I've enjoyed it. I'll be honest with you because
yeah,
today's hip hop has been kind of boring to me outside
right.
of a Kendrick or a J. Cole or like I said, Joyner Lucas and stuff like that. And I mean, there's some gems out there, but for the most part, you really got to search,
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but yeah, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. So,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Like we
ain't nothing
said,
like us.
like we said, as long as as long as it stays on wax, you know, that's the important thing. Just make sure
Exactly.
it stays music. It's yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, man. So we've seen lately how especially now that we're in the season of graduations for universities around the country, uh protests have broken out about the Israeli-Palestinian war. And they've there have been some violent clashes between the police and students, and I remember the one the one at Emory that happened. I guess that was like last week now. And school officials tried to suggest at first that there were no students involved. It was like, no, there were quite a few students involved. I guess they were trying to suggest that these were outsiders trying to cause, you know, trouble, or whatever like that. But there were students and professors that were involved in the protests, and
Mhm.
many were getting tased by police and handcuffed and all kinds of stuff. And now we're seeing it happen, nationwide. You have any thoughts on that?
Where shall I begin? Oh, listen. I mean, I definitely feel that there needs to be a ceasefire. I'll start off by saying that there definitely needs to be a ceasefire. This has gone on way too long. Um, so there should be a ceasefire.
Mhm,
And I am all for student protest. I
mhm,
definitely support that. My problem, though, comes with the fact that, and I'm sure you've heard about President Biden, he's going to be speaking at the Morehouse commencement.
right,
And Morehouse has been um, protesting him coming
mhm,
because of him not pushing for a ceasefire.
mhm,
And I get that. And like I said, I'm all about being right. And that's definitely being on the right side of the cause.
mhm,
But I just wonder why Morehouse, which is an HBCU, has chosen this topic to, you know, stand 10 toes down on, as
mhm,
opposed to other things that are going on in the Black community.
mhm,
I just kind of feel like it's kind of like Malcolm X said when he was transitioning. He was leaving the Nation of Islam and
mhm,
going into his organization, and someone white asked if they could help, and he's like, "Well, right now we have to get our house in order, and
mhm,
then you know we'll definitely side with you or form an alliance with you or what have you." But I just feel like there are just so many other things that we as Black people need to focus on.
mhm,
Uh, I'm again all about the protest, and they're definitely on the right side of this protest. But I was just curious as to why they selected this
mhm,
topic to, like I said, stand 10 toes down on.
right. Um, I don't know. I guess I understand exactly what you're saying. I hear you. There are a lot of other things that we should be uh, focused on as far as our people. I don't necessarily have a problem though with someone of our race deciding to we as much as we are our own people, we are also a part of the world community. And if we choose to have our voice heard on an issue which concerns the world community at large, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But I definitely I understand what you're saying. There are issues that we should take part in. As far as, and I think actually a lot of times, me being from an HBCU and seeing protests that happen, I think we do all the time. It just doesn't get the same kind of press because it's unfortunately the stuff that concerns us doesn't get the same kind of press. But we do protest when during South Africa's practicing apartheid, and we were pushing for different companies to divest from South Africa. HBCUs were a big part of that. So we do protest problems in our community. It just doesn't get the same kind of press as it does this, because this is going on at universities all around the country, I think.
And see, you're kind of leading me to my point. And again, it's not that I have a problem with them protesting the situation. It's just like, why are you choosing that now? But to your point about they do protest and it's not getting as much press, this to me would be the time to protest.
They wouldn't cover it. They wouldn't cover it. They wouldn't cover it.
No. But they're only covering it because Biden is connected to the commencement. Right? I don't think they'd be covering it if Biden weren't connected to the commencement. So since you have this spotlight, why wouldn't you use it to focus on reparations or Black on, police brutality or whatever, DEI, whatever? But no, we're going to get on this Palestinian thing here. And again, I support that. I support it. I definitely do. But I'm just wondering why they, being Morehouse, just, you know what? Yeah, we need to focus on that too. So that's it. I don't have a problem with them doing it. I just wanted to know why they selected that to be the
why. You know why? Because it's a hot topic right now. You know why.
Yeah, but they're not going to benefit from it at all.
I know.
So let's just say he says, okay, well, we're going to really push for a ceasefire. How does that benefit them?
He's not.
And if he doesn't do the ceasefire, how does that benefit them? That's my point.
I hear you. I hear you.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So that's it. That is it. I was like, wow, of all the things that we could select to rally around, that's what we're going to choose. Oh, okay. All right. But I don't know. Like I said, they're exercising their right. They're young adults, and I applaud them for being aware and doing that. I really do. So maybe this is the beginning, for them. And
shoot, I was at Clark for the Rodney King stuff. That was.
Did you guys rally around
that? That was a protest.
Really? Okay. That wasn't here. I was in California then.
Overturned cop cars and yeah.
It seems like I do remember that. I do. The crazy thing is, when that day, I was literally heading down to LA. I was in I was like 30 miles outside of Santa Barbara in Lompoc. And we were getting ready to head on down to LA, and there's news flash came on, and it was like, do not come to LA. You won't be able to get in. And we're like, what the heck is going on? And then, of course,
this is the wrong day.
We saw the Rodney King stuff, and the rest is history. But but I do remember seeing some footage because I think they showed Atlanta. And I was like, oh, man, they're going crazy in Atlanta too, So I do remember that.
I was working for the school newspaper, and at first they were protesting in front of the library, and they were going to march downtown. And I got in a car with my boys, and I was going to I wrote a story about the protests and stuff. And we got downtown, and all of a sudden you start seeing like buildings with windows smashed out and cars with caved in with rocks and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you got down the underground. It was just people just running out of underground, and prison buses started pulling up, and we were like, yeah, we need to get up out of here. It's time.
Wow.
It's time to go.
Yeah. Wow,
half
that's crazy.
half of my classmates had to take their final exams in jail. That's
Really?
yeah,
They took the final exam down into the precinct.
I guess so. That's what I heard. Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
man.
That's crazy. That is
It was
crazy.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a wild day, man. I remember that. And I remember seeing the footage, of course, of Rodney King. And then I remember seeing the footage in LA and how it was going crazy. And yeah, we were just looking at it. I was like, man, I'm so glad I did not go down there because I probably wouldn't have been able to get out
Yeah.
for a day or
Nope.
two. But yeah, it was crazy. I do remember that.
Oh
So
man. Yeah.
but yeah. But
So
go ahead, HBCU students. Do you think? Do you think?
so the next topic we got is that apparently they were still waiting on since the raid on Diddy's house, Puffy's house. Um, we're still waiting to hear, as a result, what they confiscated from his house, the authorities, because he had 250 cameras at his house. Why? I mean, don't get me wrong. He's an important, figure in the public and everything like that. And I know you need security and everything like that. But when I
250
think
cameras.
of the word overkill, I'm thinking 250 cameras.
Yeah, what you think? Did you say overkill? Well, one question that I would like answered, I think is probably the most important question out of all of this. If he if he's indicted and like goes to jail, does that mean that there will be no Diddy Jermaine Dupri versus? No, like no,
Are you looking forward to that? Is
I'm
that
joking,
what's
man. I'm joking. That little jokey joke right there, man. Little jokey joke.
you're looking
Little
forward
joke.
to that? Yes.
I'm looking at that bad boy, so deaf,
So dumb.
but yeah, man, I don't 250 cameras. You don't have office buildings that have 250
I
cameras
know.
in it. Like, and I'm
I
talking about
know.
like 24 floor office buildings, I don't yeah, when I saw that, I was like 250 cameras. He did not want to miss anything. Like, dude, man, I don't look, man. Look, I mean, we're making light of the situation.
I wouldn't want to use the restroom over there because you just know.
I just want to like it just kind of makes you wonder though, like again, this is all alleged, right? All of this stuff. He has not been indicted or charged or anything. So we don't know what is true and what isn't. If it is true though,
Mm-hmm.
it makes you wonder like if he's really sick. Like
Good
to
point.
want to do that, huh?
It's a good
What would
point.
you say now? Oh,
I said it's a good point. Yeah.
yeah. It's like, what, dude? What are you thinking? Like, and it's not even just the cameras. It's all of it. Like, just from what we've heard. Again, this is all alleged. We don't know.
Alleged. We don't
And
know.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if it is true, it's like, dude, you got a problem. You really do. Like 250 cameras, man.
250 cameras.
Like, wow, man. I don't know. What are you thinking? I mean, I know you said
Yeah,
overkill.
that's. I mean, yeah. I'm kind of wondering. That just seems to go past security to me. I mean,
yeah, that's
way past
crazy.
security. like,
I don't. I
there's
mean, I don't.
another
I know.
reason you got 250 cameras. Yeah.
I'm sure he had a nice sized house. I'm sure
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of cameras, Steve.
Yeah, that's a lot of
That's a lot
cameras.
of cameras.
I don't know if
That's a lot.
Hartsfield Airport has that many
Hey,
cameras in it. Just-
they were looking like lights next to each other. I know the dude that was installing it was like, "Are you okay? Well, it doesn't take us like a month to do this." Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's
that
that's
power
so
bill,
crazy.
that power bill must be through the roof.
Dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I was just thinking about that, and I was just like, dude, you might have a problem. Again, It's alleged. It's alleged.
Alleged.
It's
Alleged.
alleged. We want to put that out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, I just if he did it,
No, no, you can use the
he
restroom. It's right
deserves
down.
to
On. No, no, no. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait.
turn it on. hmm like what the hell, man? Damn, damn. Yeah, that's why, like, dude, I don't do crazy stuff over people's houses. Not that I do crazy stuff anyway,
Right, right.
but when I go over somebody's house, like, dude, and it's rare that I even spend the night over somebody's house, or,
Right,
outside of my significant
right,
other.
right.
I'll stay over her place, but yeah, man, you gotta be careful, man, these days, man.
Yeah, man.
That's
For
crazy.
real.
That's crazy, man. So
For real.
wow, yeah,
Yeah, man.
but it's all alleged. You want to put that out
It's
there?
all alleged.
Yes.
So, were you able to check out the any of the Amanda Seales interview on Club Shay Shay?
I actually saw all of it. I
You saw all
watched.
of it.
It
All
took
right,
me 2 to 3 days to watch it, but yeah, I
right.
saw it. Mhm.
Yeah,
Miss Seals.
yeah,
Miss Seals. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What do you want to talk about with Miss
I,
Seals?
it's because I remember the when she first started talking about not being able to be let into the Black Oscars party with the rest of the cast of Insecure, and nobody stuck up for her and everything. And I just took, gave her the benefit of the doubt that maybe, that's messed up, that, they kicked you out, and, and, uh, what's her name? It's a Ray's, publicist. She really had it in for you like that, and, and blah, blah, blah. And, and then I saw the interview, and it does not look. And here's the thing, and I know after the interview, she tried to paint it as uh she thought she was in a safe place, and somehow Shannon Sharp made her look bad or whatever like that. You you It's all in your own words. It's all we did was hear what you had to say. That's what painted
hmm
you in a bad light. It had nothing to do with anything Shannon like angled at you or anything like that. It kills me when people more and more, it seems like more and more nowadays when people say, I want to do an interview, but only ask me questions that I want to answer. That's not an
hmm
interview to me. That's that's,
Right, right,
that's
exactly.
I mean, like I think I told you, I saw her go on. She went on the Breakfast Club, and she started out by saying, you can ask me whatever you want. This was like right after the Black Oscars party incident, and the first thing DJ Envy was they asked her was, "Are you still a member of the Insecure, member of the show Insecure?" And her response was, "That's a stupid question." And why'd you?
Well, you just said we
You
could
just said
ask
we can
you
ask you.
anything.
Right,
Right.
right.
hmm
It ain't
Yeah.
like I asked you, is your mom an alcoholic or anything like that. I asked you, were you still a member of the
Right.
ship? You still work there. That's all I said. And, and then, she goes into it. She basically broke down just about her entire life, from being a child and getting in trouble for talking back to the teacher and everything like
hmm
that, and to college, be, where none of her roommates liked her. Like none of them.
Right.
I mean, she laid there. Basically, by the time she got through talking, I was like, "Oh, okay, gotcha.
It
You're
all makes sense.
crazy. You're crazy. That's what it is. Okay, gotcha."
Yeah, man. When I saw it, or I was listening to it actually as I was doing other things, but she reminded me of my ex, right?
I knew you were gonna say it.
She reminded me of my ex. It's never her. It's
Right.
always
It's everybody
everyone.
else. Right.
And look, don't get me wrong. I think Amanda Seales she's definitely attractive, very
Mhm.
intelligent.
Yeah.
Um, but to your point, it's never her. It's
Right.
never seems to be.
Right.
And I
I've
remember
heard I've
looking
heard her
at
say things like, people didn't like me because I was articulate. People didn't like me because I was light
right,
skinned. People didn't like me because I
right,
was
right.
too intelligent. I
You
intimidated them.
know,
It was like, what?
I think though I think she's a good person. I think she has a good heart. I think she has good intentions. But
Right.
I also think that she looks for validation,
Mhm.
and I think she seeks it in the wrong things sometimes. And sometimes, it's like I tell my son, like, listen, man, you might know something, but if somebody's talking to you and they're telling you something that you already know, you don't have to say, oh, I already know that. You can
Right.
just listen and be like,
Right.
oh, okay, I didn't
Right.
know that. Like,
Right.
wow,
Right.
but yeah, I just think she's looking for validation, whether it's, through her work, through a relationship or what have you. But if she's not validated the way that she wants to be validated,
Right.
then it's not right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't go through life like that. And I don't think
Yeah.
she's a bad person by any stretch. I just think that like I said, she's seeking validation. And if it doesn't come a certain way, she takes it personally. And
Right.
because I was looking at when Shannon Sharp asked her, what did he ask her? Oh, about the little racist situation.
Right.
And he said, well, do you think that because they were kids. He was trying to give her a different perspective. I can't remember exactly
Right.
what he said. And she took offense to that. And it's like,
Right.
look, he's just giving you a different perspective. I mean, did you
Right.
think about it this way? Not saying
Right.
like you're wrong, but did
Right.
you just think about it this way? And she just, well, you know what, Shannon, I don't need you to tell me I have a master's in Black arts and Black studies, and I do this, that, and so please don't discount what I'm saying. It's like, and don't dismiss it. I'm like, I swear to God, dude, she reminded me of my ex. I almost went through the screen, but um, yeah, I just think she's seeking validation in these
Yeah.
areas, and she doesn't need to be validated. We know you're intelligent. We know you're
Right.
attractive.
Right.
We know what you are. Just enjoy the conversation. Stop trying to be right or wrong all the time. Sometimes it's
Right.
just a conversation. We're just
Right.
talking,
Right.
and
Right.
enjoying the
Yeah.
movement. That's it.
I mean,
But
because the part where she tried to explain away basically all of her behavior as she's in the spectrum, autism spectrum, whatever like
hmm
that. And Shannon was like, "Oh, you been diagnosed?" And she was like,
hmm she
basically,
said,
like, basically, she was basically saying, "Oh, basically, she was saying she diagnosed herself, like she knew, like,
well,
and he,
initially though, she said she had been clinically
right,
diagnosed.
yeah, she did,
Then
right,
she
right,
backtracked and said
right,
that. But
yeah,
then after the interview was done and her one of her clips where she felt like she was not in a safe place and everything, she was like, well, I just felt like I had to say something, and because I was being dismissed, and it's like, I think you made that more than it needed to be.
yeah,
Really, I mean, he asked if you've been clinically diagnosed. If you have, okay. If you haven't, you haven't, and we'll
right,
keep it moving. But I
right,
don't think that he was. I don't think he was
ambushing her or
angry
anything like
towards
that,
her or anything, yeah, trying to pin her in a
right,
corner
right,
or anything like that. To me, and she's like, because you've seen how he interviews other people. I'm like, well, yeah, look like how he interviewed you,
right,
But yeah, but she just took offense to everything, dude.
yeah,
And then she wanted a hug, and I thought
yeah,
everything was good. And then until I started
yeah,
seeing all these clips, I was like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Like,
yeah,
so,
yeah,
I
yeah,
wish her well. I don't know who she's dating. She can come on this way though. And I'll give her some love.
no,
But
no, I run, you know me, I run from crazy, man, no, no, I don't care how fine you are, I can, no,
well, we
uh-uh.
we we couldn't. I mean, as she is now, we couldn't be in like a relationship. I just like to be, that friend with benefits. Right now, and we'll just see where it goes from there. That's it. When she gets like that, hey, you got to go. You got to go. Going to the poetry music director. No, let me stop. Let me stop.
Oh,
But no,
man.
yeah, she's an intelligent woman.
Yeah,
But I think she
talented,
needs to
all
do a
that,
little bit
yeah,
of some soul searching.
yeah,
Just do some soul searching
yeah, it's,
and accept responsibility.
I
That's it.
told you, it's like people like her, I named her, Dame Dash, There's somebody else like that.
Mhm.
They have a hard time looking in that mirror and saying, "You know
Yeah.
what? I might be wrong this time." It's
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
really
And that can be hard to do. And you know
right.
what? In all honesty, if you wait too long to do that, to start doing that, it's going to be extremely difficult. I mean, she's 42. She
Right.
seems like maybe she might be receptive to it. I don't know, but I know, like for me, when I was younger, my brother used to always say I was selfish because I wouldn't let him like wear any of my clothes or whatever. I'm like, dude, I'm not letting you wear my stuff. But then when I got to the military, one of my boys would let people borrow his car and stuff, and I was like, well, maybe I am a little selfish. And I had to really reflect and I came to terms with it. I was like, you can give a little more,
Right.
and so I
Right.
started doing that. But she's 40 whatever now. It may be harder for her to do. It's like my ex, she's older than that.
Right.
Shit, you can pretty much hang that one up. She's not
Right.
changing, you know.
Right.
To this
Right.
day, I'm the boogeyman of her, but whatever. Um, but yeah,
Plus,
yeah.
plus, I mean, you look at the shelf life of an actor and actress. Once you reach a certain age, and a lot of your bridges are already burnt, and you're in your 40s as a black female actress in Hollywood.
Yeah, I think you kind of down to maybe a couple of Tyler Perry movies.
Nothing against Tyler Perry. We got
No,
nothing against for all y'all Tyler Perry
I
fans
like
out there.
Tyler Perry.
We got nothing against
Tyler
Tyler
Perry, hey, listen, Tyler Perry has great business acumen. I'm just saying because he's a black dude who can greenlight
Right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. You kind of limiting yourself.
yeah, yeah.
I'm already messed up. He's right.
I mean,
Who else is out there?
you're
Um,
right.
oh,
You're right.
Jordan
Yeah,
Peele, Tyler
right.
Perry. Oh,
Yeah,
50 Cent. 50 Cent.
yeah, yeah,
Um, that's it. That's
yeah,
that's all you got right now. So yeah, you
yeah.
might want to tame yourself. You want to stay in the industry like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And you and
I
you
do
know
like. No, go ahead.
and you know how this business is. They will talk to each other and be like, pretty much sabotage and say, "I wouldn't hire her. She's,"
Oh,
once
dude.
you get a reputation for being difficult, it's hard
Right.
to get rid of that.
Well, I've done some work on some of these little productions, these court case. What are those court shows? Um, and that's how I was able to get on because people
Right.
would say, well, what kind of dude is he? And yeah, if bad word of mouth gets spread around,
Yeah.
you aren't going to get any jobs, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I hope she's not blackballed. Like I said, I don't think she
Yeah.
has bad intentions. I just think she just needs to be receptive to the fact that listen, maybe you just need to change a little bit, not the essence of
Right.
what's her name, Amanda, but you don't have to be so combative about everything. There's a time and a place for that. I'm not saying let somebody disrespect you, but
Right.
I am saying
Right.
you don't
Right.
have to fight every battle. you know
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
that's it.
Exactly, man.
But we wish her well, and
Yeah. Wish you all the
come to
best,
us,
man.
look me up. Go ahead. I got a
Uh,
movie out. I got a movie I want to shoot. Yeah.
oh man. Uh, so last but not least, man, you been keeping up with the NBA playoffs at all?
Yeah, not as much as I want to, but I have been watching some of it. Ant-Man, uh, killing him, dude, killing him,
That
killing.
boy's
I
bad.
think he is him. I think
I
he,
didn't I didn't really even realize he was just 22, man. That boy's
dude.
bad.
I didn't know he went to school. He's from here and went to school here.
Yeah.
He went to
Yeah.
UGA. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not know that. But yeah, he's a bad boy. But not just him. Who is it? SGA with Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah. SGA, man. Man.
Well, John Morant, he's hurt, but
You
I mean,
you know the
I would just
you
say
know the
this.
Clippers are huh?
You would say the Clippers.
I no,
Yeah.
I was saying the Clippers are kicking themselves right now because the SGA, I mean, at the time, Paul George was a superstar, and he was part of SGA was part of the trade, but still, they got to be kicking themselves at this point because
Oh, wait. What was the trade? What was the trade supposed to be?
uh, because SGA at the time was on the bench, and they trade. It was him, a bunch of draft picks. I forget who
Oh,
else
wait.
was
So
traded.
he was in LA. I don't remember him being in LA. I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and when they were getting ready to do it, because Doc was coaching the team, and Doc, for all the flack he's catching right now for Milwaukee, Doc at the time was one of the first ones to speak up and be like, "I don't know if you want to trade that kid. He might be,
Hmm.
he might be the truth."
Yeah. And hey, here it is. They got a good young team though.
Oh
OKC
man,
does.
oh yeah,
There's a few good. I mean, Minnesota, OKC,
yeah,
Denver. I'd say they're still relatively young.
yeah.
Sacramento actually has a nice little young squad. Um,
Who?
Cleveland, young.
Oh yeah,
You know,
Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah,
Orlando.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah,
some good talent coming
yeah.
up. You know that
Orlando's on the
new.
rise. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I call them the new Avengers. They are
yeah,
coming. Yeah, because you can see slowly but surely Steph and LeBron and
yeah,
Kawhi,
yeah.
you know, that vanguard is kind of on the way out.
Oh
And
man,
new,
if
new,
Kawhi can't stay healthy to save his life. I mean, just
it's funny you say that. I was just looking at a clip before I logged on, and it had him sitting down. You know how you have the first row of the
yeah,
players, and then behind them is the coaches, and then
right,
behind them some of the players that aren't playing. We'll say so. He
right,
was
right.
sitting there, and it was just like, damn, Kawhi, like he's so fucking good
Yeah,
when he's healthy. And again, he's not Kawhi of 5 years ago,
right.
but he can still play. You know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
still one of the top, 10, 15 players in the league, I guess.
Gotta be. Yeah,
Um, and, you just hate to see the fact that he can't play like two damn games in a row. It's like, what the fuck? You know, I don't, yeah, I'm
right.
like, damn, man. I mean, they have the best trainers, the
Yeah,
technology is
yeah.
advanced,
Their
all of
owner
that.
has more money than anybody else in the NBA.
But the players in the 80s, dude, used to play on one leg,
Yeah.
broken arm, you know.
after after smoking a pack of cigarettes before they came in the game.
I don't get it. Like, why can't you guys stay healthy? Him and AD, it's
Yeah,
like, dude, fuck. I
yeah.
wouldn't trade those. I wouldn't trade for those guys, though, man. You couldn't
No,
pay me to trade for those guys,
no,
man. I'd be like, hey,
no.
we'll do what we can without them. And I
Yeah,
know at one point the Lakers wanted him to be the heir apparent to LeBron.
yeah, yeah.
That's how it was supposed to work. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure they're rethinking that. I'm pretty sure. When LeBron leaves, we get rid of his ass too. That motherfucker's so soft, man. I swear to God, he's soft, man. And I like him.
Man,
When he was with the Pelicans,
I,
man, I was
I,
like, oh, that motherfucker's true.
you know me, I'm a huge Laker fan, but every time AD falls, I'm like, here we go. It's just like everybody, everybody in Laker Nation, every time he like bumps his knee, it's just like, oh, here we go. That's
This motherfucker.
great.
Yeah, no, he's kind of soft, man. I like AD, but
Yeah,
the fact of the facts, he's soft. I'm not saying Kawhi is soft. I guess he just can't stay healthy. Maybe he has brittle bones or something. I don't
I
know.
don't know, man.
But yeah, like that dude is
You think
forever
with all that
hurt.
load management, he'd be able to stay healthier.
Dude, I don't know what to do. I just know I wouldn't trade him or for
Nah.
him. I neither one of those guys. Like, no, you guys, you keep them. But you don't have to. Hey, we'll work around it. We don't want either one of them. We need people that can get on the floor.
And you,
But
the Clippers window is closing because you don't know how much longer James Harden's got.
man, that shit is over. That
Yeah.
shit is done. They're done, man. That shit is done. I hate it for Chris Paul is still there, right?
Who?
Chris Paul is he? Where is he? Chris Paul.
Chris Paul's in Golden State.
No, he's like, okay. Well, yeah, they're done, man. They're
Yeah.
done. Now I heard it's just a rumor that KD may try to go back to Golden State.
Wow.
I did hear that. It's just a
That's
rumor.
interesting.
People
That
talking
would be
shit.
interesting. I
But
wonder how that would, but Clay is kind of done. I mean, it's like coming back to the party after it's over. Like somebody, they're sweeping up now. He's
well, I guess though, I mean, because he's still playing at a really high level,
yeah,
and so it's
and Steph still seems to be good.
so Clay really wouldn't need to be Clay of
True,
old at that
true,
point. Actually, you could have his ass coming off the bench,
true.
to be honest with you, if he chooses to stay. But he seems to be the type. I can honestly see him taking a lesser role at Golden State rather than
Yeah,
going somewhere else. Because I
yeah.
don't think wherever you put him, he's still going to be the same player. Like,
No,
I don't think he's going to be the second best player on any team.
no, 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 no,
To
no,
me,
no,
he'd
no.
be the third or fourth best.
Yeah,
In that case, you might as well have him on the bench,
yeah. He
So,
ain't dropping 50 again. No,
no, no.
that's
I can actually see him taking like a pay cut and just kind of
yeah.
finishing his career there,
I can see
which it would
that.
be strange to see him in a different uniform
But
too. Like,
he's kicking himself for not taking that contract that they offered him before this year, though,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, but look, you got to bet on yourself sometimes. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
he has enough money. I'm sure
yeah,
he has enough, but
yeah.
sometimes you're like, no, dude, I know what I am. And I actually thought, if you would have asked me, when was that, like when was that, 2, 3 years ago, they offered him that
About 2
contract?
years ago, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I probably would have been like, no, I'm going to make it back. I
yeah,
can see why he said that, but,
yeah.
it just wasn't meant to be. But, and then speaking of KD, though, in Phoenix, what the hell, dude?
See, sometimes, like, I don't care how much talent you have, it doesn't all fit together. You know what I'm saying? And I never was a big fan of the Bradley Beal move. It
Mhm.
didn't look like it was gonna work. I know they say, Booker can play point and everything like that, and I was like,
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, the
Mhm.
same thing with uh, uh, Dillard in Milwaukee. The problem with that move was with Dame over there was Dame's not used to running an offense. He's used to being the offense. And
Mhm.
when you got Greek Freak needs a Stockton kind of dude, somebody just going to
Mhm.
get him the ball and he can do the Karl Malone thing. You know what I'm saying? And he had that with what's his name, the point guard they lost that is in Boston now.
Oh, Holiday.
Yeah, Drew Holiday. Yeah, yeah,
Um, well, I think they did that, and I'm speaking of Milwaukee, because Giannis still hadn't decided whether or not he was going to stay,
mm,
and he needed help.
yeah, yeah.
And I think that's why they got the Dame Lillard thing, and they knew he kind of wanted out at that point. So
Right,
it's like, oh shit, he's instant offense.
right.
Um, but to your point, um,
And of course they shafted Dame a little bit because he wanted to be in Miami. He didn't want to be in Milwaukee.
right, right,
He
right.
he had pretty much packed his bags for Miami.
Did you hear what Pat Riley said about
What?
Jimmy Butler
Uh-uh.
today? I think he said yesterday at the press conference. I guess because they lost their series, and then Jimmy Butler must have texted, "Well, y'all lucky I wasn't playing, because if I had been playing, we would have won or
I
whatever."
did see. I did see.
So Pat Riley was in his press conference. They asked him kind of what he thought about him saying that. And Pat Riley, he said a bunch of other things, but then he came back to that and he was like, yeah, but as far as Jimmy Butler is concerned, that statement, if you're not playing, you need to keep your mouth shut. And there's only,
the,
he's probably the only coach, I
the
mean,
game's
pop,
the game's
that
gonna
can
miss
say,
Riley, man, because this is his last year, right? He's retiring to this year, right?
oh, I hadn't heard that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I had not heard
I
that.
thought I read that he's stepping down as president after this year.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah,
But I mean, he has the cachet. He's
yeah.
able to say
That's
that. And
that's
I
the
think I've
mob
told you,
boss,
like,
man. That's the
He's my
Godfather.
favorite NBA coach, right? Dude, John Thompson's my favorite college coach, but
Right.
he's my favorite NBA
Yeah.
coach.
That's the
And
Godfather,
he,
man.
yeah, dude, and I haven't heard Jimmy Butler respond, and I don't think we will.
And I don't
But
think you will.
but but yeah, good shit. He got rid of LeBron. He was like,
Yeah.
hey, LeBron ain't, we're not changing all this shit up for him, you know. And I respect that. Like, you
Yeah.
cannot let the players run every fucking thing.
Right.
Um,
I
but
mean, part of the reason I think that system works so well down there is that from the get go, um, when what's the coach's name?
Eric Spoelstra.
Spoelstra. When Spoelstra took over, Pat Riley had his full back. Pat Riley had his full backing. He had his back.
Right.
I mean, it has to start from the top. If the players
Exactly.
know for 1 second that the coach doesn't have the front office backing him up, then it's like walking into a pack of a kennel of dogs and they all smelling fear on it. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh,
Right.
that's a milk bone right there. That's
Right.
I mean, look at
And also, or the best player has to have a good relationship with
right,
the coach. Because if you
right,
think about like when Kobe was
right,
playing Phil Jackson had the cat game too.
right,
Um,
right, right,
but outside of him, if Kobe didn't get along with the coach, then they weren't going to be there either. So either you got to have that connection with the star player, or like you
right.
said, you got to have the backing of the upper management.
Front
And you're
upper
right,
management's
Eric
got to have
Spoelstra
your
had
back, man, because clearly Darvin Ham didn't have that. I mean,
it. Right.
clearly,
Oh hell.
yeah.
And I didn't see this stuff that happened between he and LeBron. Like, what happened between he and LeBron? I just
I
heard
don't
about it.
know. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I didn't see it either. Yeah,
They were dudes, like they were pretty
yeah,
tight, but
yeah,
uh, guess not. Um,
yeah, yeah,
like, damn. Um, but um, but yeah. What's his name? Pat Riley definitely backed Spolstra, and like you
yep,
said, he knew that he had his back, so he can. And like you said, that has to exist. That has
yeah,
to exist.
yeah,
So, um,
absolutely.
but but yeah, I mean, I think the NBA is in a good place. I'm eager to see what's supposed to happen. Oh hell, we didn't even talk about Dallas with
Oh
Kyrie
man,
and
oh man,
Luca.
the best backcourt in the league. Yeah, that's
Yeah, man. Shit, they're killing it. I'm curious to see how far they will go. I
yeah,
mean,
me too. Me too,
if who?
because
I mean,
talent wise, it just seems like there's a sharp drop off after those two. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Not
hmm
nothing against the rest of the players on the Mavericks, but after those two guys, it just seems like I said, talent wise, it just seems to be a very sharp drop off on that team.
well, shit, that's
But
what happened with Phoenix, though. Like, there's no depth
yeah,
on
yeah,
their bench, and
yeah.
that's what you got. I wouldn't be surprised, dude. Like, if they trade, I don't know if he has a no trade clause or whatever, but like, if they got rid of Bradley Beal, like if everybody wanted to come back, they keep Booker and him, and then they get, like you said, a uh, a straight up point guard,
Point guard. Yeah,
you know, and
yeah,
then work on their depth because between Booker and KD, that's enough fucking offense. I mean, if you get a
yeah,
mid dude, somebody can get you between 10 and 15, and then you
yeah.
got other players that can get you 8, and stuff like that,
Right.
some hard players, then I think they're back in.
Yeah,
But the way they're constructed now, there's no depth. And if you don't have depth, then
yeah.
you're kind of fucked.
True.
So I think, like you said, with Dallas, yeah, I would be curious to see because I mean, they're going to have to play the winner of that Denver, Minnesota
Right.
contest, and shit, Minnesota plays some pretty good fucking defense, dude. And
Yeah.
Denver, we know what they do. So yeah, I'd be surprised if they got past. Well, I don't know. Minnesota is not as experienced. So if let's say they lucked up and win, because they're up two games to none right
Yep.
now. If they do win that series and then Dallas comes out of this one, um, that would be interesting because those are two young teams.
Yeah.
So I would be curious to see who would come out on top with that. But
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting, man. Got some new blood out there. It won't be the usual suspects, so I look at it as being kind of wide open, right
Yeah,
now. So
absolutely.
you can
Yeah.
see what's going to
Yeah,
happen. So,
definitely. Yeah,
but
man.
yeah,
Should be
yeah,
fun.
NBA's in good
Should be
hands,
fun.
though. So,
Yeah. Should be fun, man. But yeah,
so
but that concludes our show for tonight. Full disclosure, thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we want to thank you all for joining us.
there you go. See you next week.
Absolutely.